back to the Real Estate Reserve Podcast. Jason Balin from Hard Money Bankers, co-host Ian Horowitz, Equity Warehouse. Back in studio, Joe Root. We had a great conversation with Joe a few weeks ago. If you didn't check that out, make sure you do so. He's a multi-family investor in the Chicago market. We dove pretty deep about not just Chicago, but about where we believe the market's going, interest rate changes, finding opportunities, raising capital, things like that. Joe, thanks again for joining us. Do you have a deal that potentially changed your life? Maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way?
I do. There's probably a couple of them I could tell you about that have changed my life in a good way, for sure. I think the most interesting one, though, is probably the first building that I bought. I bought it with my brother, and we both put like our life savings into it. And it was in 2006. And we actually were able to get the seller to hold back some of the price so we could use that as leverage. So we actually only had to put 10% down. And so we had this seller note that came due in a couple of years, and then we had a bank note that was due in three years. So these both came due in like the heart of the great financial crisis. And when we bought the building, we liked it because it had really big units, but it didn't have strong rents at the time. And we thought the property could be sort of like repositioned. We thought it was a real creative neighborhood. And so we thought we could basically rent the units to artists as like live workspace. And so we were in the process of doing that and had turned most of the building. So we had increased the income on the building quite a bit at this point, and had a lender who we luckily had a really good relationship with, and we were able to refinance after our current lender told us they were not interested in refinancing. And the note was coming due, the seller note was coming due, and we were sort of up against a rock and a hard place there. And at that point, like it was, I don't know, I kind of felt like, man, I made a bad investment, but I think so many people like get caught by these things that even the best assumptions and underwriting you make can, a black swan event like that can just change everything for everyone, but you can always bounce back. And I think we saw that in this property. So we were able to hold it. We continued to improve the NOI. And then probably in 2014, we put long-term debt on it, but like 5-year debt. So that was coming due in 2019. So then we refinanced it again, 2019, but I think now we have 10-year debt at a really good rate. And both times that we refinanced it in 2014 and in 2019, we were able to take cash out. And so at this point, that building has more than paid what we put into it. It's cashed out for us. It cash flows every month, and it's a great asset that I hope we can own for a long time. But so like the reason I say that's a life-changing investment is not because it's been a great financial investment, because it sort of taught us like resilience. Like markets can change. You feel like you're up in a bad spot, but then it comes back. And I think real estate, like if you can hold it long enough, it'll always work out. So that's the trick. So that's probably the deal that I would put in that spot.
Yeah, I think that one of the takeaways that I hear is executing your business plan, right? Because you had the ability to refinance at 2 good time periods. Granted, your debt expired at the exact right time that they needed to hit 2 great debt markets. But side by side with that, if you didn't execute your business plan, you're dead. You're holding the bag at that refinance point. And you called it resilience, I call it execution. But either way, going out and setting out and doing that, I think is smart. And a lot of people miss that mark. I'll just buy property, it'll work out, right? How long have we lived in this environment of it'll just be worth more tomorrow, I don't have to do shit, right? That's not necessarily true anymore. You actually need to execute a business plan. So
yeah, execution is key for sure. That's where I think experience comes in, and luckily we had a lot of guidance from folks around us.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Joe, where's where's the best place people can find you? They want to learn more about this deal, or they want to learn more about what you're doing and want to be a part of your game over there.
Yeah, so I have a property management business here in Chicago called Root Property Group. That website is rootpg.com. And then we do invest in properties and have limited partners invest in those with us. So if anyone was interested in looking at that, our website is esrepartners.com. And the name of that business is East Superior Real Estate Partners.
Nice. We will get that in the show notes. Thanks for coming back on. We appreciate you. Your story is awesome. And guys, you want to check out Joe, you want to learn more about him. More importantly, you want to give our guests a compliment. Give this show a share. It's not about us. It's not about the likes or subscribes. It's about giving back and having good conversations with real people. So Joe, thank you. And guys, we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Real Estate Reserve podcast. Do us a favor and like, comment, and share our broadcast. It helps the algorithm and helps us spread the word too. Till next time, thank you for tuning in.